Hey guys, it's Victoria and welcome back to FemHead. Today I'm going to do my 50,000 subscriber Q&A. I did this when I hit 5,000 subscribers, and for whatever reason, when I saw that I was approaching 50,000, I was like, I want to do another Q&A. We're going to start over on Twitter first. Just wait for it to load. Francisca Bastos asked me, how can you get your space a bit minimalistic, organized when it's a big mess and your life doesn't allow you the time to do it all at once? This is a great question because I think people get overwhelmed when they compare their spaces to stuff they see on Pinterest. The biggest thing is don't compare yourself, because your reality and what you're going to get to isn't going to be what other people get to. Don't expect to do it all at once. I like to look at it as you have a big cake to eat or whatever it is, and you can't eat that whole cake at once. You can't do it in one sitting, and so you have to find small bite-sized pieces that you can do. And this may be, one day you do your closet, one day you go through your books, one day you go through your bathroom cabinet. See how small you can break those areas down to. One day it might just be your shirts and your closets, and just break it down into bite-sized chunks. So that's my piece of advice for you. Felicity from @tofu4thought asked, how do you stay motivated creatively and otherwise when you're in charge of your own work schedule? People always say find what you enjoy, do what you love. That's kind of romanticizing it a bit. You have to find a balance between doing things that you enjoy doing and doing the things that are going to make you money. Can you get it organized? Can you get it down to a system, to a science? And then that then opens me up to work on other projects, things that might, not lucrative, because lucrative isn't the word, but make money, as opposed to things that are more creative. The Feminist Vegan asks, how to become your own boss, your current/cooked intake, anything with money and minimalism, and guide to menstrual activism. I just made a video about owning your own business, so I'm going to let that video answer that question. What's my current raw cooked intake? I think in the summer I eat more uncooked food than I do in the winter. I don't know I don't have a ratio in mind, I'm sorry. Kirsty D asks, you always seem so happy and positive. Do you have any tips for maintaining positive and happy? I have kind of discovered over the years things that nourish me, and I say nourish me in the sense of what's good to eat, that fruits and vegetables is what nourishes you, as opposed to chips and pop and processed food. And so I know activities in my life that are gonna nourish myself and my mind, and I find that I have to make time for those. Finding some sort of exercise during the day, whether it's going for a run, a walk, doing yoga, stretching, journaling, and meditating is important for my happiness. Interacting and socializing and connecting with others is very crucial. I don't know if that's all on Twitter, but that's what I'm seeing at the moment. So now we're gonna move over to Instagram. Okay, wait, shoot. Me. Okay, Lexi Pfeiffer asked, what's your #1 tip for someone who's brand new to the YouTube scene? Create the videos that you like creating, that you like watching. Don't do something because you feel like that's just what everyone else is doing. Do your own thing. Do what you want to do what you enjoy doing, because I think that really comes through in your videos, and people like watching people in their element. Okay, Lindsay Cosma asks, how do you maintain motivation when you hit a hump? Specifically, what do you do to sort of reignite whatever passion got you started pursuing your own venture in the first place? I hit a hump a couple months ago. Can't remember if I made a video or I wrote a blog post, but I'll find that and I will post that down below. When I find myself in a funk, the first thing I do is I have to acknowledge that. I have to take a step back and really analyze what aspect of my life is that stemming from. And then I find that when I stop doing the things that are good for me, I can see that reflected in my day-to-day life. When I stop exercising or moving every day, I stopped journaling, stopped meditating, stopped doing yoga, and I stopped reading books and being creative. When I stop doing things for me and I kind of get tunnel vision or whatever it is, that's when I find that I hit my hump. Hannah L. Champion asked, when your self-confidence is low, how do you bring it back up? Journaling is great for this, being able to look back. If I'm ever feeling down the dumps to where I am in life, I will go read my journal from 3 or 4 years ago when I was really actually down in the dumps, and to just see how far I've come from that Victoria, it just really kind of wakes me up and makes me think I've come so far since then. Am I gonna look back on in another 5 years and see, wow, Victoria, you've come so far from now. Zoe Krug asked, are you a creative person and how do you incorporate that into your life? What were some of your hobbies as a child now? What are 5 things you couldn't live without? Who are some of your style icons / inspirations? Where are some of your favorite places, favorite restaurants? Okay, those are a lot of questions, Zoe. Let's see. Am I a creative person? Yes. I feel like my quote-unquote job, or what I do with FemHead, is creative, and I try to find different aspects to put my creativity in. As a child, I really liked reading. We had horses and ponies, and that's what I spent a lot of my time doing. Me and my sister and our other siblings and our brothers, I suppose, spent a lot of time outside. We were very imaginative and we made up make-believe worlds that we would kind of go back to. I really was into art, and she would put me into creative like art classes up here in Des Moines. I still like reading a lot. Yoga, I like doing a lot of outdoor activities. That's what comes to mind right now. What are some of my favorite places? I really like Southeast Asia, Bali, Thailand, Japan's amazing, France, England, Poland when I went there. I like the San Diego area, Northern California into Oregon and Washington, like that area of the United States. Ava Cookie asked, what's your advice about how we women can embrace fully our bodies? And then she said, please make a video about breast health and a way to fully embrace our breasts. One of the biggest things that has helped me kind of accept my body, to be honest, like to learn how my menstrual cycle worked, helped me with my body image for whatever reason that was, because it made me realize that my body does all these amazing things without me knowing, to just kind of understand how our bodies work and what are the best things we can do for our body, I think are just very important things. Hope Simmons asked, what's your middle name? My middle name is Elaine. Feminist Vegan asked, how do you manage stress? Journaling, meditation, sleep, and like finding an outlet for creativity, as well as like exercise, like getting outside. Being in nature is very helpful for my like stress levels. If I'm ever feeling out of whack, I will go out into some trees, and that is where my peaceful, happy place is. What do you recommend for someone who wants to work for yourself? Start putting yourself out there. Whatever it is, find your platform and start putting yourself out there. Marie Karcher asks, what's the biggest life lesson you've learned so far? To really figure out the good things in your life and the bad things in life, whether that's people, relationships, lifestyle choices, food, activities, and to cut out the things that are bad for you and to put more of what is good for you into your life. Car or CAR said, if you could live anywhere, where would you live? I do love Des Moines. I wish we had like a little piece of land. I really like being out in nature, and I hope someday that we can find either a place in Des Moines that has a little bit of land or just outside of Des Moines. Other places in the world, France or Bali. If I could have 3 homes, it would be Iowa, France, and Bali. Run Drop says, I love your style. What is a necklace you sometimes wear in videos? Also, just out of curiosity, what is your ethnic background? I'm not quite sure what necklace you're talking about. I used to have a gold necklace, and I got that from like a vintage shop here in Des Moines, but it's currently broken. I need to fix that. And then my ethnic background, I don't know. I should know. I think I have Austrian and I have Welsh, and those are the 2 I can remember, and there's many others, but I just don't know them off the top of my head. Celia Laura, how tall are you? I'm just shy of 5'7", and she also said, what type of music do you like? Who are your favorite beauty YouTubers? I like Aurora, I like King Charles. If I can, I will include my like Spotify username so you guys can go check that out. My favorite all-time beauty YouTuber is Kathleen Lights. I absolutely love her. Emily Browns asked, what makes you feel most inspired? There are certain moments, like when you're traveling or out in nature or just walking around, you get this feeling of, I don't know, like awe or whatever, and you know, sometimes it's a landscape or a sunset, and also conversations with people get me very inspired. Like if I have a very good conversation somewhere with someone, I want to like go do things. Mrs. Angie Michael asked, what are your values that make you you? Be kind. I can't stress that enough. Some people are just malicious or dramatic for unnecessary reasons, and I think they find entertainment in it. Be positive. I try to be a positive person. I try to wake up happy. I think you attract what you put out, and realize that more often than not, you don't know what's going on in someone else's life. Even if you think you do, even if they're really close to you, you don't know what's going on in their life or going on in their minds. Keep that in mind. Lindsay Cavell asked, my biggest trail fear and my favorite trail food. I've never been on a long distance hike, so I can't answer either of those. Kenzie Phillips asks, are you opposed to all hormonal birth control or mainly just the pill? My issue comes with not having all the information. I want women to be able to make informed decisions. I don't think we're being given the full picture. I want you to know the good things, the bad things about everything, whether it's spam, whether it's the pill, IUD, the ring. I want you to have the full picture so you can make your decision. And it's your choice. Just because someone has had an experience one way and enjoys doing something a certain way doesn't mean you have to do it. So you do you, boo, and whatever you want to do, it's your choice. Massetti asked, your favorite book? Gosh, I don't have an answer to that. I don't have an answer to what my favorite book is. I love books. Ella Canales. What is your creative process of creating a monthly content calendar? How do you stay on track of all the things you have to do and not get overwhelmed? And I guess this question is referring to how do you stay balanced? Stay organized. Let me just pull this out right over here. My bullet journal is my baby. I just created a video about how I create content for Femhead, so I'm gonna link that down below, and that will better answer your question than I can answer here. Maddie Karsher asks, your favorite pastime and the best place you have ever visited? I like being outside in nature. I also like reading, and I also like being active. And where's my favorite place you've visited? Ooh. I've been to a lot of great places and I can't pick just one. Kimberly Lay asked, do I need to be off the pill to chart? This is a great question and I have made a video about this, which I'll link down below, but I'll answer it very quickly. Technically yes, but technically no. You're not quite ready to get off the pill. Don't get off the pill, and you can start informing yourself. You can start learning now. You can start learning the basics of what you need to know to be able to chart. You can get in the process and get in the routine and the habit of taking your temperature and checking your fluid, but you're not gonna see any differences in those fertility signs depending on what kind of birth control you're on, because that's one of the ways that hormonal birth control works, is it just makes you not have a cycle. Sienna Leishman asks, what is your favorite thing about yourself? I've always been a positive person. I've always followed my intuition. If there's something I'm interested in, I go after it and I research it and I learn all I can about it. Graph Ink Design asks, what's a piece of advice / wisdom that you were given that has stuck with you / changed your life, and who said it? The one that comes to mind is from Elizabeth Gilbert, and I don't know the exact quote, but she talked about it in her book Big Magic, and she talked about how she made this pact with her passion, which was writing, at a very young age, and said, I'm never going to force you, writing, to support the both of us. I'll take that upon myself to support myself and to support my passion, writing, to be able to do both of them. That was a very freeing thing to read and to hear. 1121 Julia asked, how do you get motivated to do things you don't really want to do, like work things, projects, just tasks on your to-do list that you don't want to tackle? I try to find a balance between things that I'm excited to do and things that I like put off, aren't very exciting things to do. I have a goal setting system, and I think I've made a video about this, and if I have, I'll link it down below. But I have yearly goals, and then I have monthly goals, and then I break them down into weekly goals, and then to daily goals, are all like 4 or 5 things. I break it down into bite-sized chunks. I only put the must-do things on my to-do list for the day. Has really helped me focus and just realize, like, I can get those done so quickly if I just sit down and put my mind to it. And then Emily Ann 89 asked, what do you do for exercise? I am not the most exercise rounded person. I'm not very good at it. But I enjoy all sorts of different, like, active lifestyle things. I like yoga. I got into weightlifting for a while, not like actual weightlifting. I like running, I like cycling, I like longboarding, I like hiking, walking, rock climbing. I like those things, but I don't do them regularly. Right now I'm currently doing yoga and running. Those are kind of my 2 things right now. Okay guys, I think I've answered everyone's questions. I'm sorry if I somehow missed yours, but I had a lot of fun answering your questions, and thank you to everyone that sent in your questions. And thank you to everyone that's following me and supporting me, especially those that have been here for a while, and those of you that are new. I'm so happy to have everyone. Life is good, things are good, and that is what I have to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for supporting me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!